Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Twin Flame card reading. Today we have a full moon in Aquarius, and with this full moon it's bringing a time of releasing emotional baggage. It's as if the energies at the moment are now going to shake your heart chakras open and allow anything that's still buried to come to the fore. So you may find that over the next couple of weeks that you may have emotions come up, situations that you thought you'd dealt with coming up again. But this time's also a big transitioning time, and Aquarius is known for their freedom loving and the rebelliousness. So it's also asking at the moment that you allow yourself to feel free, be free, and to have those inner child moments where maybe you are a little bit rebellious, but having fun and enjoying the moment. So this week I've been guided to do things slightly differently. This week I have the Divine Masculine energy cards at the top and the Divine Feminine energy cards at the bottom. And they are going from the mental space, heart space, and the spiritual 5D space. And over here I have some cards for advice cards for the Divine Masculine and for the Divine Feminine. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Divine Masculine and his mental space at the moment. And the card that I pulled is the King of Air. It says, speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. So with this card, I got the definite feeling that in his everyday life at the moment, the Divine Masculine is being asked to step up and to speak his truth. Be it in a diplomatic way, so not just bulldozing in there, but actually thinking about what he wants and being confident about that. I get that this is not just from an emotional point of view, but also from a business, professional. So in his professional life, work life, he's been asked to stand his ground, be diplomatic, and to say how he really feels with confidence. But of course this also does have emotional undertones. So he's been asked that if there is situations, emotional situations where he is being called to speak up, that he can do this, he can move forward fearlessly, and it's here as if he's got his whole spirit team that are there to back him up. So know that if you speak from a loving, kind place, that your spirit guides and your spirit team will be there to help you. Equally, for the Divine Feminine, I also got a card that's very much to do with communications. This is the Page of Air, and it says challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. So this I feel this week the Divine Feminine is being asked that before she delivers her truth, before she speaks up, that she really thinks about the way that she delivers that information, and just to make sure that it's tactful and that you really think about why you're delivering this information. What are the repercussions? Also get a feeling that maybe there will be delays to situations which will bring a little bit of frustration. But she's also being asked to bring in her team, particularly at times where she's feeling very frustrated. And maybe also at times where she's feeling like being very impulsive and just reacting to a situation without really thinking first. She's been asked this week to take a step back, think things through before acting. And if things are delayed, if changes do happen, because Aquarius is a sign of unpredictability as well. So you may find that there are quite a few unexpected things that are going to happen over the next few days. And this may mean changes to plans. But just realise that everything happens for a reason, and that if something has changed, then it may mean that something better is going to happen. Just to be open to whatever comes into your life. So she's being asked just to chill out a bit, I think. In the heart space of the Divine Masculine, from his heart at the moment, the card that I pulled is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So he's been asked to keep his heart open at the moment and not to fear closing it down. Just start really enjoying the beauty around him. Maybe going out for walks and enjoying nature. Also, just recognising where he is at the moment and where he is in his heart space at the moment, how his heart is feeling. Is it feeling closed off, or is he feeling more light and open? And if it is feeling closed, then to do something that's going to open that heart up. There are lots of meditations, lots of chants and other things you can do like yoga that are really good for opening up the heart chakra and opening up that heart space. So in his heart, he really would benefit from being fully in the moment, fully in the present moment. The Divine Feminine's heart space, the card is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is very similar, I feel, to the masculine's heart space, and I do feel like there is much more balance between the energies now. The male and female are much more balanced than they were, which helps with the bringing together and union, because to come into physical union, you need to have that balance between male and female energies. This is equally asking for her to enjoy that moment, find your passion, allow your heart to open, allow you to fully enjoy every moment. And the hearts, both the male and female hearts at the moment, it's as if there's this need to keep the hearts open and not to close it down, and to think about the way that you communicate, and be it communicating verbally or communicating in other ways, because you can communicate with your twin telepathically, and you communicate through your heart space, your energy as well. So giving your heart energy out and feeling it back in meditation is a good way of keeping that heart open at the moment. And if you find that you are not in union at the moment, you're still in separation, you can still feel your twin flame's heart energy through your heart space. So it's asking not to get frustrated, not to close your heart down, but to keep it open, and to release any baggage that may still be held within it. And it will just come up. Sometimes it will come up when you're least expecting it, but just allow it to release and let it out. Because the card I got for the spirit space, or the 5D space, for the Divine Masculine, is about rejoicing and celebration. So the Spirit already recognises and knows that union is inevitable. If you have it as your soul plan, and you have decided that in this lifetime you are to come together, then your soul knows this and is already rejoicing at this fact. You may find that there's times where you suddenly feel this kind of bubble of excitement coming from deep within you, and nothing particularly exciting apparently is happening in your physical world, but you still get this almost flutters and this nervous excitement. This is your soul. This is your soul expressing to you that they know what's down the line. They know what's going to occur. It's giving you that little insight of information, not to give up, not to become despondent, because if you do start to give up and to withdraw back in and to close your heart down, then this can also cause blocks and to push union back further and further. So bring in this light of celebration and joy. The Divine Masculine is being asked to really go within your soul, feel that union has already taken place if it hasn't. If it has, then enjoy the moment, enjoy the beginning of this beautiful divine love. Celebrate in where you are and what you have. Do see that there is times of celebration coming up for many, and it's about trusting that this will happen, even if at the moment you feel like you're very far from attaining what you want. Especially with this Aquarius moon, things can change. Things can suddenly flip in a day. You know, anything can happen in a day. So be open and be trusting. For the Divine Feminine, the 5D spirit card I got for her is universe, and this is also to do with the coming together, reunion, that ultimate, what is ultimately going to occur, that we are all universal beings, we are all part of the same source, the same divine light source. She's been asked to tap into that and to really feel that source light and the source love, to work with those energies and to remember that she is an infinite being, a beautiful divine being, and part of the universe. Very similar in all of their cards this week between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, which definitely is showing that balance is occurring. So more and more unions will either have been taking place or will be taking place. For the advice cards, for the Divine Masculine, I pulled 2 cards to begin with, which are maturity and sorrow. With the maturity cards, this is also talking about that completion of one cycle and the transitioning into a new cycle. I feel for him that he's just closing the door on many things. One of those things is sorrow. So I feel very much as if he's either coming to the end or has just transitioning out of the dark night of the soul, of the fighting the demons. I feel that whereas before he was so trapped in fear, afraid to move forwards, not just in the twin flame relationship, but also in other areas of his life, and not pushing himself forwards. But now it feels that there has become this maturity, this change, this new dawn, and this transitioning out, and this, it feels like a sense of calmness descending, whereas before I feel like he was a bit all over the place. Now it feels as if he's more centred, calmer, more able to deal with stuff that's going on around him in his life. The other card I got for him and his ultimate advice at the moment is spiritual union, which is again showing him that yes, you are on the twin flame pathway, and although sometimes you may feel like you're a little bit crazy and this pathway can make you feel like that your feelings within your soul are real, and you do need to trust in what they are telling you, that you have this bond with your twin flame, with this energy, and it is very real, even if it is just in 5D at the moment. For the Divine Feminine and her advice cards, friendliness and postponement. The friendliness definitely to me felt like the two energies, masculine and feminine energies, coming together and extending that friendship as well as relationship energy. So I get a feeling with her over the next week, it's about forging friendships, being tactful in the way that you deliver information, extending a friendly arm to somebody who needs it, and also remembering that sometimes you may need a friend, you may need to express yourself, and if emotional stuff does come up, then turn to somebody who you trust and who you feel close to, and express to them how you're feeling. And if you don't have somebody that you can do that with, then you have your guides and you have your angels, and you can express yourself to them and through them. So know that you are never alone. You have friendship, whether they are spiritual friendships or physical friendships. The other card, postponement, I think, and the feeling I get with this is just not to lose hope, not to get frustrated, not to end up, I don't want to say exploding, maybe not the right way, but not thinking about situations when you suddenly rush in and you suddenly get frustrated, and so you act in the spur of the moment, but it's not always a good act, if you see what I mean. I get a feeling with this that she needs to kind of hold back and be, as it said here, more tactful. Just the advice is that if things do change, if plans change, if things get postponed, things aren't quite going to plan, then try and keep a cool head. Realise that everything does happen for a reason, even if it outwardly just feels frustrating and doesn't feel like that. Know that there is a greater plan. And her card that she got, which mirrors the Divine Masculine's card, is Harmony, which shows very similar, that the unions. So she's also been asked to understand and to realise that if you have decided to come together and that is part of your path, then it will happen, it will occur, and you need to trust in that. And part of allowing that space to open up is to let go and surrender. And it is very difficult to surrender, but if you hold on too tightly to something, then you don't give it space. Then you're putting out that energy out there of neediness, and you need to allow the other person to feel free as well as you need to feel free. So it's dropping the tight rein and just allowing for things to unfold. Keeping the heart connection, see all this green heart energy. So very much this week I feel like it's the working on the heart chakra, the opening up, the allowing the heart to radiate with love and joy, and bringing that in from whatever makes you feel in your heart joy. knowing that you are always protected, that you are never alone. So very much this week it feels that there is transitioning happening, that the souls are rejoicing, and although you may not be feeling that on a mental space, on your 3D space, know that it's a time of speaking your truth, doing that tactfully and keeping your heart open. And in that way, you can bring the things that you want to you, and your souls are crying out to you to trust that, look, from both the male and the female perspective, union is occurring. Trust in that. I hope that you have found that useful and that you have a wonderful week, a week of transitioning and of opening up your heart spaces. Have a good week. Namaste.